Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So in this problem, we'll be solving a problem with its happy number. So what is a happy number? So a happy number is a number when we add the square of that when we add two digits, the square of the two digits, and then if at the end, like if it's the value of that square is equal to 1, so that means that's a happy number, else that's not a happy number. So if we can just read from here. So a happy number is a number defined by the following process. Starting with a positive integer, replace the number by the sum of the square of each digit and repeat the process until the number equals to 1, where it will stay, or it loops endlessly in a cycle which does not include 1. Those numbers for which this process ends in 1 are happy number. That means, like for example, this number, so I have a number 19. So if I split, so this 9, the square of that 19 is, the square of the digit of this 19 is 82. That means the square of 1 is 1, 9 square is 81, so 81 plus 1 is 82. So and then I need to go further again, find the square of this square of the sum of the square of these two digits, and then I got 68, and then I go further, and at the end I go to 1. So whenever if I get 1 in the end, that means that's a happy number, else that's not a happy number. Okay, so for this, like let's in this function I'm getting in these are my input and output params. So in input I'll be getting a number n, that will be a number only, and then I have to return a boolean value. So I should return either true or false. Okay, so let's just get started. So like let's just assume I'm getting number 9. So first of all, in every algorithm which we should write, like we should always validate. So let's validate. Okay, so if that n is false or undefined. Okay, so let's just return from here. And I should return false. By the way, like they're saying that this input n will always be number, so I don't need to have this second validation. So the first validation is sufficient. Okay, so now now I need to write a function which is a function that takes this number and then returns me the sum of the sum of the digits of this square. Okay, like if I pass 82, then it should return me 68. If I pass 19, then it should return me 82. So for that, let's write a function. uh, so this will just take a number, and then so here so what will I get in this number? I will get, for example, if I pass 19, so I'm getting 19. So I need to convert this 19 to an array so that I can loop, what I call loop, or I can just split it, and then not loop, I can just no need to loop also, but we can just what we call split. uh, so for that, what we can do is let what we call, we can just return some return, it should be square. So no, I think it's better to split them. uh, Number equal to uh, number dot split. So we can have several ways to solve a problem. So let's just do this way. So like now this, if I get 19 here, so now my this number will be nothing but in this case, in this way, 19. So now what I can do is I can just loop through this array. uh, so let me just comment it here. So I'll be having something like 919. So let's loop through this number dot, so I'll be using a higher order function which is for for each, so this will give me number. So uh, so here I need to maintain sum of the square. So I'll just write a variable, create a variable here. Let's sum equal to 0. So my sum will always equal to what we call the. So like for example, my number is 1. For now, for my number is 19. So in each iteration, so now in my first iteration, the value of num will be 1. Okay. So that means the square of 1 into 1 is, I can just do here, num into num. So that means num into num for the first loop is 1 into 1, that is 1. And since my sum equal to 0, 0 plus 1 is 1 only. So my sum will be 1. So in the second iteration, when my number is equal to 9, that means 9 into 9 is 81. And then 81, and then we have sum, 81 plus 1 is 82. And then now my sum is 82. So I can just return the sum from here. So now what this function does is, it will take a number and then it will return me the sum of that number. Okay. So now what I have to do is, I need to save all the sum. I don't think I really need to save the sum, but yeah. So I need to have the current value of sum. Okay. So for that, like for every for each time this, I'll just add into the set. So let's create a new let's create a variable set. So we can create a set dot, so we can use this data structure set as like this. So set is nothing but type of it will store an unique elements. So like for example, in array we can store duplicates element, something like this. But in set we can't store duplicate elements. So a set will always contain unique elements. Okay. So I'm using this set this way, and then I need to know the current digit. So what is my current number? So for example, for my current number, initially my current number will be equal to whatever input I get. So for example, this n will be my current initial value. So I will take a while loop. Okay, I'll use loop. I'll loop as long as my set what I call, like, I will loop as long as that my set contains one or that it's contain the duplicate element. So like why I have to do set is, okay, so like for example, I get here 82. Okay, so let's just assume that this number is not a happy number, or this number is a happy number, or let's say that when I pass 19, this it returns the output is false, and let's assume that it's not a happy number. And then I get 81 here. So like let's assume after 10 iteration I get 82 again. So if I already get 82, that means I can say that after that 82 is not a happy number, because this 82 will go to 82, I will go to 10 steps, it will come to 82 again, then it will have an infinite loop. So I need to avoid that. So in order to avoid it, I will be I use this set, and then now I will just check here. So as long as it doesn't have that one, it should continue this loop. Okay, so what I'm doing here is it will continue, it will loop through the, it will loop as long as that set doesn't have this number. If it has, that means it will just come out of the loop. And then okay, and then I also have to check, like, if my current number is not equal to 1. So like if my current number is 1, that means I already have the result. Okay, so okay, so now let's just say set dot add the current number and then my current number will be equal to the result of this function. So, and then I'll pass here current number. Okay, so and then in the end I will return from here after this function I will return if my if my current number is equal to 1. So if my current number at the end is 1, so it will return true, otherwise it will return false. So like let's just go through this while loop, what it's doing here. So this part, like you understand, it will just check in that set if that particular number is already present there or not. If that particular current number, for example, now I have having 19, and then the set there is only 1 and 9, sorry 1. So it will just check that if that the 19 element is in the set or not. If it is there, then it will just not continue the loop, and if it's not there, then it will go into the loop. And also I'm just checking like if my current number is not like it should not be equal to 1. So if my current number is already 1, that means I already get the number, so it's a happy number, so I don't have to continue the loop. Okay, and then in each iteration what I'm doing is I'm adding that number into my set. So for example, in my first iteration my current number will be 19, so I just add that 19 into my set. Okay, and then I reassign that current number by calling this function. And what this function will do is, in the first iteration my current number is 19, so it will return me what, the square of this 1 and 9, that is basically 82. So I'll get here 82. So now my current number is nothing but 82, and then you'll just check if my set contains that 82 or not. So it doesn't contain yet, it contains only 19. So now it's 82, and then current number is not equal to 8, it's not equal to 1, so it will just continue the loop, and then it will add that 82 in the set, and then pass that 82 into this function again. So that means if I pass 82 in this function again, I will get what, 68, and then the loop will go on. So like for example, now let's just assume that my current number is 100 now, and it will add in the set, and then my it will pass that 100 to there, and then if I pass 100 to this function, I will get 1. So my current number is equal to 1 now. So now 1 is not in the set yet, okay, but my current number is already 1 now, so it will not continue the loop, so it will just return from here. So now current number is equal to 1, so it will return true. Okay, so I think this is it. So like let's just try to run the code if it works well or not. So line 23 in solution number dot split. So what is the problem? Number equal to okay, the problem here is because I can't split a number. So in order to split that number, I have to first convert that number to the string. So it's a silly mistake. So now if I get 19 here, we'll convert that, because this split method, split is higher order method, which I can use with string only. So I can split a string, but I can't split a number. So for that, what I did is I just convert that number into string and then split it. So now if I passed here 19, so now my array will contain nothing but in the string format, this like this. Okay, so let's just try to run the code again. So yeah, the code successfully works. So I've made this submission like several times, so like I'm just redoing this again for the sake of this video. So let's just try to submit, and let's just see like what's the submitted result. So you can see the runtime here. So like so we are able to solve this problem. So like you can just see here it is faster than 23% of other problem, and it's also like memory size also is less than that one. So I think we can also reduce this memory usage here, because I'm just setting this sum here equal to here. So let's just try to improve this memory usage. So here what we can do is we can use a reduce function. So a reduce function will use none. So I hope you are clear till here, like what the program is doing. So let's try to convert this into a reduce function. So I can just directly do return uh, number dot reduce. So reduce, what will reduce does is it will take in an array and then it will return one single item, and then reduce gives us accumulator and the current number, which is basically num. And then so here what it will be is I can just write here, and then I can pass in the second parameter as the initial value. So my initial value will be always 0. So here what will be, it should be acc plus num into num. That means my accumulator firstly it will be 0, and then my num will be 1. So 1 square is 1, I couldn't 0. Okay, so I think yes, fine. So let me just run this code. It should still work fine. So at that time it works about the toString, but why doesn't it work now? Because I just can do, let me just try to put this in one line. Split dot reduce. Oh, sorry, I just forgot to add return here. Uh, so yeah. So the strange thing about is the problem was here what you're showing me here. So I think I will be able to improve that memory usage. Okay, the memory usage is not yet improved. Okay, no problem. So this we can solve the same problem using different ways. So like I've used this arrow function here, so I can just move this to a single line. So this will also still work fine. And then here I think we can do some other way of iteration. So yeah, no problem. So this is fine for now. So I hope I'm able to help you with this problem. So if you have any question or suggestion, then you can always mention in the comment section below. And yeah, so I even write blogs. So let me just brief you about my blog. This is my blog website, pratapsharma.in. So if you go to that website, so I'll just basically dive into this one. So this is nothing but just my landing page. I write about what we call coding problems, and then whatever I used to do. And then I used to write about concept of JavaScript, like which most of the developers we used to skip or miss. So yeah, I keep adding writing articles, and then so this is just a small information about me, what I do, what I currently do, and these are the basically session. So I write this blog, like this blog is built on Gatsby, which is a React framework. So yeah, so this is it. So if you like this tutorial, so please like, share, and subscribe with your friends.